And good afternoon po sa lahat ng nanonood at nakatutok sa ating Itulay online tutorial this Friday, Matalino Friday. Ako po si Tutor Joshua.
At ako lang naman po, si Tutor Queenie. Nasa first week na po tayo ng third quarter. Simula na po tayo ng third quarter for Math 8. Kaya inaaniyahan po namin kayong mga estudyante, pati na ang inyong mga magulang at guro na matuto kasama natin.
Ayan. Sa pagsisimula po ng third quarter, tayo rin po ay nagsisimula ng bagong Facebook page at kung saan pwede po nyo i-like at i-follow para tayo po ay updated kung tayo man ay may kailangan i-enrich at i-reskill sa ating mga lessons in mathematics and every subject that we have. And also, subscribe to our DepEd Itulay YouTube channel para tayo ay makapag-review at makapag-advanced learning.
Pwede nyo nang balik-balikan ang ating lesson online. Ayan, so ang ating mga kasama ngayon, maagang maaga, sila Carla Balana from LFG Diamantina National High School, Cabanatuan East District. Ayan, good afternoon. Si Mary Taguba, ayan, same sila ng school. Okay. From Santa Lucia National High School naman, yung Bulacan, si Eliza Nicole Sawal. Hello po. Andyan na sila Katlea Soriano,
Yes.
Lea De Vera, Fisha Tuliao, Kia Evon. Ayan, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat.
Yeah, so let us invite our classmates, our teachers, at syempre kahit ang ating mga magulang na todo suporta sa ating lahat sa Itulay, sa ating mga estudyante. Okay, tulad po na sabi ni Tutor Queenie no, na tayo ay nasa quarter 3 na and this would be our first week ng ating Mathematics 8 which is on mathematical systems. Tutuloy natin yung ating topics in geometry, hindi lang noong nakaraang quarter, pati yung natutunan natin since grade 3, no? Tutor Queenie, parang may topics na grade 3. Bibit-bitin natin ngayon hanggang Math 8.
Maaalala niyo mga terms na iyon ang nadaanan nung nasa ibang level pa kayo. So, for today, let's have, at the end of this session, you will be able to describe a mathematical system, illustrate the need for an axiomatic structure of a mathematical system.
And we will describe, then illustrate terms in geometry, especially the undefined terms, the defined terms, and yung postulates, and some of our theorems. Kasi hindi natin makukumpleto lahat ng theorems na pag-aralan na natin noong nakaraang quarter or nakaraang grade levels. Babalik-balikan natin sila as we go deeper in geometry. Ayan. Kaya kung mamaya sa reviews natin and activities, if you know the answer, huwag nyo kalimutan yung naging routine natin na ilagay nyo yung item number and then the answer in your comments or sa ating sa mga sagot natin. Okay? And good afternoon kay Altris Amandri from MAHS and Warren Acosta of LFG Diamantina National High School ng Cabanatuan, Isabela. Ayan, masugid talagang supporters natin ng mga taga SDO Isabela. Nakakatuwa.
Start tayo, Tutor Joshua, sa ating pag-derive saan galing yung geometry. Ayan. Marinig na natin yung geometry at marami ang masaya pagka-geometry na kasi Tutor Joshua, mga figures na yan. So, nalalayo sa mga ibang computations. Pero, higit sa ating kalaman, meron din computation. Right? So, it is derived from two Greek words, geo means earth, and metria meaning measuring. So, the approach to geometry developed by the ancient Greeks has been used for over 2,000 years as the basis of geometry.
Yes, if you have noticed, no, yung ating structures or ancient structures, talagang nakuha natin yung mga kultura ng mga Greeks. And one of the greatest Greek mathematicians is Euclid. Tinatawag natin siya madalas na father of geometry. And yun yung, kumbaga, universal na ginagamit natin whenever we talk about mathematical figures. Pero Tutor Queenie, kung meron tayong Euclidean geometry, meron bang pagkakataon na hindi natin ito magagamit?
Meron tayong tinatawag naman ng mga non-Euclidean geometry ideas. So, meron silang nakita na aside from this Euclidean geometry, ay meron pang ibang pwedeng possibilities. Okay? So, ano nga ba muna ang ating Euclidean geometry, Sir Joshua?
And Euclidean geometry, it is a mathematical system attributed to the Alexandrian Greek mathematician Euclid. So Alexandria, part siya ng Egypt. So parang ano siya, no? Ayun, yun sa history niya. Which he described in his textbook on geometry, which is called The Elements. So para kasing yung natural world natin, kailangan we could describe it. And one way to describe an object in our observation is by measuring. Kaya naggumawa sila ng mga rules, properties, and they are the ones who have started defining these concepts, especially again in using mathematics and logic.
And then actually Tutor Joshua, ito yung yung flat surface na geometry. Kasi nung pumasok yung non-Euclidean geometry, right? It is literally any geometry that is not the same as Euclidean geometry. Some non-Euclidean geometry include spherical and hyperbolic geometry. Okay? So, kung yung mga tanong noon, bilog ba ang mundo? So, yan, mga non-Euclidean geometry ang ating pag-uusapan pag mga ganong topic ang gusto nyo. Pero, basically, mga flat tayo. Two-dimensional tayo. So, Euclidean geometry ang ating aaralin ngayong junior high school. Pero kung gusto nyo i-explore ang non-Euclidean geometry, you can really look for spherical geometry and hyperbolic geometry. Masaya din.
Especially kung may dream sila maging aeronautic engineer o yung pumunta ng NASA, talagang magandang mapag-aralan yung spherical and hyperbolic geometry. Kasi doon na natin siya nagagamit sa ganung level.
Yung iba may nagtatanong, bakit yung daanan, parallel siya, pero pag tinignan mo sa dulo, parang nag-intersect yan. Yes. So yan, sa non-Euclidean geometry niyo yan. Pero sa ngayon, sa grade 8, punta muna tayo kay Euclidean geometry. So, we have a mathematical system here. Paano ba yung mathematical system natin? We start with undefined terms. Ayan, baka naalala niyo pa yung mga undefined terms natin dyan. Okay. And then, from these undefined terms, nagkakaroon tayo ng defined terms. And these defined terms, okay, nakaform at nakapag-prove ng axioms and postulates. And then, from there, nakapag-derive ng mga theorems.
Yes. And ano ba yung undefined terms natin? So, actually, we have 3. Kaya siya tinawag na undefined terms because we could only represent them. We could only describe them. And actually, in higher mathematics, ang sinasabi, they are interchangeable. So tatlo yun, di ba, Tutor Queenie? We have the point, the line, and the plane. So if you will observe, sabi nga ni Tutor Queenie, kapag sa malayong tingin, lahat nagiging tuldok. Pero kapag nilapitan mo, mamaya nagiging plane pala or 2D figure. So kaya siya tinatawag na undefined terms. We could only describe them and use them or use their descriptions to define other terms. Doon man tayo magkakaroon ng restrictions. So, one of the undefined terms is the line. So, based on this line or based on this concept ng ating line, makakabuo tayo, makakapag-define tayo ng another concept, which is a line segment. Later, we will give you a definition of the line segment. Tapos, using the definition and the properties of a line segment, nakakabuo tayo ng statements that will hold on its own, which is called postulate. Okay, for an example would be, okay, 2 points determine a line. So, sa kapag meron tayong dalawang tuldok, isang line lang yung magagawa natin in Euclidean geometry. Okay? So yung line segment, kapag in-extend natin siya, magiging line. And based on that postulate, and based on this defined and undefined terms, we could say The shortest segment from a point not on the line to the line is the perpendicular segment. So ano ba ibig sabihin nito, Tutor Queenie? Baka pwede nating i-drawing yan.
Sige, Tutor Joshua. Okay, so meron tayong, hanapin ito yung shortest segment from a point not on a line to the line. Ayan. So, kailangan natin ng point not on the line, Tutor Joshua. So, may line tayo. And then, a point not on the line. The shortest daw ay perpendicular doon sa segment. Yan, diretso. Okay? Kasi pag medyo pa slant, Tutor Joshua, medyo mas mahaba na yung linya na mabubuo. So, yan, kaya tinatawag na shortest.
Saka hindi basta-basta yung pagbubuo ng theorems kasi they are true statements pero kailangan mapatunayan natin totoo sila. And
so, basically, ang mathematical system, Tutor Joshua, mula doon sa mga simple na undefined terms natin, okay, nagkakaroon tayo ng definitions and then nakabuo tayo ng maraming ideas, yung mga statements natin na ginagamit na natin ngayon sa pang-araw-araw nating pamumuhay. Hindi man halata, pero
yes,
andaan lang sila.
Actually, mga postulates, nagagamit nyo siya. Minsan, common sense, hindi lang natin alam na, ay, yun pala yung tawag doon sa property na yun.
Ayan. Ayan. Kung naalala pa ang undefined terms, hello po, kila Francine Reyes from Partida National High School, Stephanie Bugawan from Magdalena High School, ayan, GJ Perez from Doña Magdalena H. Capud High School, ayan, mga kakasama nandiyan na sila, ready na. So, kung naalala nyo pa ang undefined terms, yun nga yung nabanggit kanina na point, line, and plane. So these words don't have formal definitions, but there is an agreement about what they mean. Ayan. So pag sinabing point, alam agad natin kung ano yung point. Okay? So, ayan.
Ang illustration so the best way to describe them is by illustrating. And a point, from the word itself, tuldok lang siya. So the illustration is a dot. Or yun nga, tuldok. And when we name them, pag sabi nating naming, ito yung representation niya when in writing. So we could write point P or yung symbol ng tuldok, pero lalakihan natin para mapakita ng maayos. And then we read this as, or it is read as point P. Pwede rin natin isulat yung point P and we use capital letters for points. Okay? Then the description is, it has no length, it has no width or thickness, and it occupies no space kasi nga wala siyang length, width, and thickness. So, kumbaga, hindi natin siya kayang sukatin.
Ayan. And then, yung points na yan, Tutor Joshua, pag continuously natin yan ginawa, nakakabuo tayo ng line. And we have a naming there na we use line M, small letter M, or we use the points na nandoon sa ating line, like line AB, line BA. Ayan. So, has indefinite length but has no width and thickness. It is just a straight one. Ayan. So, continuous, no? Continuous na points ay nakabuo tayo na line.
Yes, and dagdag ko lang yung observation natin sa lines. When writing them, dapat may arrowheads and we only use 2 capital letters representing the 2 points, any 2 points on that line, or a small letter. Tapos wala na yung guhit sa taas. Okay? And then we have the plane. Kung ang ating line has an infinite length but no width and no thickness, ang plane naman, it has an infinite length and an infinite width but no thickness. Kasi ano siya, no, Tutor Queenie, flat surface ng ating plane. And actually, meron tayo pang isang term na kapag meron ng thickness, pero hindi na natin siya magagamit for this discussion. And to name the plane, we can use a capital letter representing the plane or 3 points on that plane. Kung sa line, any 2 points. Sa plane naman is any 3 points.
Ayan. So, siguro naaalala na yung mga terms na to at yung mga related. Okay? So, pag meron kang point line plane, so alam niyo na siguro yung mga susunod na terms natin dito. So, handa na ba sa ating activity? Sila Christian Carrion from General Santos City National Secondary High School of Arts and Sciences. Yan, sila John Paul Rivera ng Doña Magdalena High School. So, ready na? So, number 1 tayo. So, alam na natin.
Kung yung kanina ay on undefined terms, now, pupunta tayo dun sa some concepts na defined, syempre, kasi nga defined terms na siya. And then, we will review them as we go on. Okay? So, do not forget to write our item number and the letter of our answer. So, in this case, number 1, blank points are distinct points that lie on the same line. Okay? Is it A, collinear, B, coplanar, or C, concurrent? Okay, so let's give them 5 seconds to answer.
Ayan, Tutor Joshua. Agad-agad, meron ng sagot. Talagang naalala nila yung mga terms natin. Okay, so, ayan, the answer is letter A, collinear points. Ayan, so they lie on the same line. Nakasama sila doon. Okay, so we had Kerubin Villamor, Samantha Fajardo, ayan, sila Alfie Samandri, Katea Soriano, Hino Panganiban, Christine Romero, ayan. At marami pang iba.
Yes. So, again, from the word co-linear, parang co magkakasama, and linear magkakasama sa isang line. So, in this figure, we have co-linear points in line M, dun sa ating, I think, madodrawing natin. In line M, tingin po kayo sa line M, which is this one. Ayan. So, magkakasama si points S, P, and T. While on line N, collinear naman si point Q and point P. As long as they are on the same line. So, Tutor Queenie, ano naman yung kapag on the same plane?
Okay. So, kung collinear, kasi pwedeng isipin, no? Co tapos line. Same line. So, kung gusto natin yung same plane, edi tatawagin naman natin coplanar points. Yan. At dito, we have points S, P, T, and point B as the coplanar points kasi they lie on the same plane R.
Yes, ayun. So, let's have our next set of, di pala set, no? Kasi isa lang naman yung dinedefine dito. Okay? So, let us identify it is a subset of a line or part of a line which consists of one endpoint and extends infinitely in one direction. Again, infinitely in one direction. Is it A, segment, B, ray, or C, line? Okay, so time starts now.
So, yan, Tutor Joshua, hinahanap natin parte ng line kasi alam natin yung line, no, nag-e-extend siya on both direction. Okay? So,
Yes.
infinite both direction. Ngayon, ang hinahanap natin ay may isang endpoint, tumigil sa isang point, pero sa kabilang direksyon, patuloy pa rin siya nag-extend infinitely.
So, drawing natin yan, Tutor Queenie. So, for example, we have one endpoint. Kasi pag sabing endpoint in geometry, no, wala yung necessary direction kung kaliwa man yan o kanan. So, tapos, it extends in one direction. So, let's say na pag ganitong direction siya. Okay. So,
Kilala nila.
Parang kailangan talagang i-drawing para maalala kung ano yung sagot. And the answer is letter B, which is Ray. Ayan, si Kerubin Gabriel Villamor, B po pala. Yes, it is B. We have Meryl Kate Pascual and Tatlea Soriano, Marniel Ramos, Samantha Fajardo, and Altruis Haman.
At least
So let's define.
natin, okay, by going through this. So, okay, subsets of the line. Okay, so kung meron tayong line AB and its endpoints, and the points A and B are used here to define the segment.
Okay, when we say define the segment here ay yung pinapangalanan natin. Okay? So we could define the segment as such. The line segment AB or segment AB consists of endpoints. May dalawa siyang endpoint. Yun yung difference niya sa line. May katapusan siya sa una at sa dulo. Okay? And we could name this as segment AB na walang arrowheads or segment BA kasi it means the same.
Okay? Pwede baliktaran, no? Basta alam natin na ang endpoints niya nagtatapos na puputol yung linya natin ng A at saka sa B. Yan. So, yun yung line segment. May endpoint tayo. May katapusan.
And Tutor Queenie, kaya rin siya tinawag na subset kasi it is a part, all of the points na nandun sa gitna or pagitan, di pala gitna, magkaiba pala yan. Nasa pagitan ng A and B ay part din ng ating line set, ng ating line. Kaya siya tinawag na subset of the line.
So, ang kaibahan lang ng notation, pag line, meron sa notation na double arrowhead, pero pag segment, walang arrowhead. Ibig sabihin, tumigil na sa A at sa B. Okay? At isa pang subset ng line.
And when we are defining the ray, again, it has one endpoint and it goes infinitely in one direction. Hindi yan paikot kasi straight pa rin yung ating lines in the Euclidean geometry. And note that ray AB is different from ray BA kasi we start with the endpoint in this case kasi again infinite yung layo ng ating infinite yung haba ng ating ray. So we just denote one point as part of it, parang gano'n.
So kailangan ma-determine, no, saan siya nagsimula at hanggang saan direksyon niya ay
pupunta. Yes. Okay.
Dahil nakilala na natin ulit sila segment at sila ray, punta tayo sa another question. Number 3 na tayo. Okay? Number 3, it is a union of two rays. Nabit natin kanina yung rays, sharing a common endpoint. Okay, sharing dito. Okay, is it A, angle, B, bisector, C, congruence? Yeah.
Okay, habang hinihintay natin sila, Tutor Queenie, drawing natin. Let's discuss o paano siya illustrate. Okay, union daw siya ng two rays, so dapat may makita tayong parang dalawang arrows, no? Pero yung dalawang arrows na yun, they share a common endpoint. So, kunwari, ito yung endpoint natin. Hindi pala kunwari, ito talaga siya. Tapos papunta rito yung kabilang ray. So, yan.
So kahit saan sila, kahit saang direksyon, basta yung endpoints nila, mag-meet sila doon at the same common endpoint nila. Ayan, nakikita nila yung itsura.
Ayan. So what's the correct answer, Tutor Queenie?
Okay, the correct answer is A, angle. So, angle is composed of two rays with a common endpoint. Ayan, nakuha nila J.M. Espino, Alki Samandri, Tatlea Soriano. Marami-rami pa rin naman nakakuha.
Yes. And we could measure an angle, no? And to measure an angle, kinukuha natin yung number of degrees from one side going to the other side. And we have classification of angles based on their measurement. And alam na ng viewers natin yan. We have an acute angle. Okay, an obtuse angle. Define pala muna natin kung ano yung acute angle. Ang acute angle, it measures between 0 and 90. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwedeng mag-equal sa 0, hindi rin siya pwedeng mag-equal sa 90, kaya siya between. Ang obtuse angle, it's 90 degrees, between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. And a right angle, okay, an angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees. So to denote 90 degrees, gumagawa tayo ng para maliit na square doon sa angle natin. And Tutor Queenie, meron ba tayo special angle na equal sa 180 degrees?
Pag yung 180 degrees na yan, Tutor Joshua, straight line na yan. Kaya
yes,
we pertain that as straight angle. Pero, yeah. Ayan. Straight na siya.
Ayan. Kasi di ba meron na tayong term para doon. So, para makabawas na rin sa pagkalito ng ating mga estudyante.
Naalala pa ni Mariel Kailustre Ramos ng ating mga angles. Ayan. So, punta tayo sa number 4. Ready na?
Yeah.
Number 4. If
we talked about measurement. So, if two segments or two angles have the same measure or same measurement, then they are blank. Anong tawag dun sa angles na yan kapag parehas ang kanilang sukat? So, is it A, accurate, B, bisecting, or C, congruent?
So, anong masasabi natin kapag same sila ng measure? Ay, alam nila, Tutor Joshua. Ayan.
So it is, or they are congruent. And actually, that's the definition of congruence, if they have the same measure. And sabi ko nga, it's a topic since grade 3, Tutor Queenie, no? Mm-hmm. And magiging talamak yung paggamit natin ng salitang congruent in our grade 8 mathematics, especially when we go to week number 4, I think.
And next, let's have number 5. Number 5 naman. Okay? If C is between points A and B, and segment AC is congruent to segment BC, then C is the blank of segment AB. Is it A, center, B, midpoint, C, median? Yeah. Number 5 na tayo.
Okay, sige, while we are waiting for their answers, Tutor Queenie, drawing natin kung ano ibig sabihin nito kasi kailangan ng illustration when explaining a definition in geometry. So, si C daw ay between. Ito yung sasabi ko kanina, no? Magkaiba kasi yung gitna at saka yung pagitan. Pag sabi natin between, it's not exactly in the middle. Okay? Nasa pagitan lang siya. Pero we have here a line segment A. Okay. So may changes dito sa ating illustration. Palitan natin. So point C daw itong nasa pagitan. Point C. And we have AB. Gawin natin A. Ayan.
So mayroon kang points A and B. Tapos nasa between them is C. Tapos define dito na yung ating AC congruent sa BC. Ayan. So, nasa gitna. Ayan. At alam na alam nila, Tutor Joshua. Okay?
Yes.
I would like to commend everyone in the chat. Lahat tama ang sagot. Very good. Midpoint.
Ayan. And dagdag lang natin at alam kong na-discuss na ito ng inyong mathematics teachers. Hindi tayo basta-basta naglalagay lang ng definitions sa ating lesson, no? We also include illustrations, and in this case, markings to show they are congruent. So kapag congruent daw yung ating figures, naglalagay tayo ng markings or tick marks showing they are of the same measure. And that is very important sa congruence.
Ayan. Since may measure tayong binabanggit kanina, punta naman tayo sa number 6. Okay, ready na? Number 6. If the sum of the measures of two angles is 90 degrees, then they are blank. Is it A, complementary, B, supplementary, or C, taxonomy? Ayan.
Ayan. Parang may naliligaw na term dito, tutor Queenie. Hindi ata sa math yung isa dyan.
Ayan.
Okay, we have Christian Carion and GJ Perez. Ang sagot daw nila is letter A. So check na natin kung tama sila. And the answer is letter A, complementary. So, para matandaan natin, no, yung 90, okay, pag pinagdikit natin sila, mabubuo nila yung 90-degree angle, which is a right angle. Sabihin, nagko-complement sila. Right sila para sa isa't
Right
isa.
for each other. Yes.
Yes. Tapos yung 180 line yun, di ba? Sabihin na kukumpleto yung line. Supplementary, kumukumpleto yung dalawang angles na yan. So yun yung ating definition. Complementary angles, those are pairs of angles that their sum is 90 degrees. And yung supplementary angles natin, their sum is 180 degrees. So, kapag tinanong kayo sa susunod, what is the complement of an angle measuring this measure? Subtract lang from 90. And for supplementary, subtract lang from 180. Mamaya, magkakaroon tayo ng exercise regarding this concept.
Okay. So, itong supplementary angles, Tutor Joshua, hindi naman necessarily na they share a common side.
Yes.
Ito, may specific tayo na tawag dyan.
Yeah. Yeah. So for number 7, two angles form blank if they are supplementary and sharing a common side or a common ray. Is it A, do they form a linear pair? B, are they vertex angles? Parang dapat ito ay vertical. Tanda natin. This should be vertical angle. Kasi yung vertex angles, iba ang ibig sabihin. A or C, or corresponding angles.
Ayan. May illustration na Tutor Joshua dyan, no?
Yes.
So, ayan. So, angle CBD, which is 127 degrees, tapos ABD, 53 degrees. So, pag inag natin yan, a total of 180 degrees. So, naka-form tayo nung, yan, yung illustration na yan. Okay? And then, may common side sila na B. Ayun. Kuwang-kuha. Ang sagot natin ay?
Okay, ang sagot natin ay linear pair.
Ayan. So, from the name itself, linear line. So, dahil sila ay pair, so we call them linear pair. Ayan. Saktong-sakto para sa isa't isa. Ayan.
Yes. Okay. So, nakapag-define na tayo ng ilan sa mga kakailanganin nating terminologies in geometry for the next few weeks before we go to the major part ng ating grade 8 geometry, no? So, after we define them, we could formulate postulates, and these are statements that are accepted to be true without proof. Kasi kahit na ano ang mangyari, pag balibalik na rin man natin yung illustration, the concept still holds. So palagi siyang mangyayari. And some of them are the line postulate, the plane postulate, the line intersection, and the plane intersection postulates. So again, ito yung mga statements na hindi natin kayang
na-proof na yan na totoo.
Yes,
Kaya
na-proof na.
Ayan. So, ating mga mathematicians noon, okay, pinag-aralan nilang mabuti at napatunayan nila na totoo itong mga statements na ito. Ayan. Kaya
Yes.
pwede na natin silang gamitin, Tutor Joshua.
And again, no, especially itong tatlo na to, kasi ginagawa natin siya subconsciously, pero ito yung tamang tawag sa kanila, the segment addition postulate, kapag when talking about measurement ng segments, angle addition when we are looking for unknown measurements sa angles, and the linear pair postulate.
So, yung mga postulates na yan are very strong statements na ginagamit natin. Okay? At kung mayroong postulates, meron din tinatawag na theorems. Okay? These are statements that can be demonstrated and be proven true using definitions, postulates, mathematical arguments, and even other theorems. So, yan o, suporta na sa bawat isa yung mga postulates natin, definitions, kaya nakakabuo ng mga statements like these theorems. At isa sa mga gamit na gamit natin ay ang vertical angle theorem pag nag-aaral na tayo ng mga triangles.
Okay. So let us have this one last example or activity applying the definitions, the concepts, okay, ng ating napag-aralan ngayon. Pagsama-samahin na natin sila. So let us have number 8, find the values of x and y in this figure. Okay, sige, let's give you time to answer.
So, pwedeng pag-send nila ng answer, Tutor Joshua, lagyan nila number 8, x equals, and then y equals. Tingnan natin, no? May angle, yung isang angle doon na x, and then y, and then merong given na 47 degrees.
Okay. Sige, Tutor Queenie. Ano kaya sa tingin mo yung pinakamadaling sagutan dito sa number 8? Yung x ba o yung y?
Parang pareho lang naman, Tutor Joshua, no? Pero kung may alam tayo na theorem na pwede nating gamitin dito, may mas madali kasi hindi mo na kailangan i-solve.
Yes.
Ayan. At yan ay kung ang alam natin ang vertical angle theorem. Ayun yung binanggit ko kanina, no? Sabi ng vertical angle theorem, a pair of vertical angles are congruent. Ayan. So, they are congruent. So, hahanapin lang natin kung sino yung vertical angle pair ni y. And that is the angle 47. Ayan. So, magkatapatan yung silang dalawa, no? May common vertex sila.
Ayan. Tapos, okay, after solving for that, actually, di na pa tayo nag-solve, ginamit lang natin yung vertical angle theorem. May pwede pa tayong magamit, Tutor Queenie, na isang postulate. At yun yung ating tinatawag na linear pair postulate. O kaya, actually, by the definition of linear pairs and the supplementary angles, pwede na rin yun.
Pwede na lang magagamit. Yung kanina na nabanggit natin, no? Linear pair, they share a common side and ang sum nila ay 180 degrees. Ayan. So, kung alam natin na yung katabi ni x ay 47 degrees at nagpo-form sila ng isang straight line, so they are linear pair. So, we just take 180 degrees minus 47 degrees. And that would give us 130 degrees. Ayan, kuwang-kuha nila J.M. Espino, Christian Carion, Tathea Soriano, Marky Soriano, Marniel Ramos, Ram Gafud. Ayan.
And Tutor Queenie, actually may isang nagkamali, no? Pero I think may tatama niya na iyon. Tatandaan lang natin na supplementary sila, 180. Kasi may nakagawa na nag-subtract sila from 90.
Okay. Yung reminder natin, no? Pag straight line, 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Kasi pag buo, no? Pag paikot na, 360
Yes.
na yun. Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Ayan, good afternoon kay Crystal Beltran ng Gutad National High School.
Ayan. Yun, achieve tayo today, Tutor Joshua.
Yes.
We're able to describe a mathematical system. So, sa start ng undefined, papunta sa mga statements na nagagamit na natin, and we're able to illustrate the need for an axiomatic structure. Ayan. And describe and illustrate terms in geometry. The undefined, defined terms, postulates, and theorems. So,
Okay, so next week, actually, ganito lang din yung magiging topic natin, but we will focus on proving and parang kanina, nag-define tayo, ay kinompleto natin yung mga statements para ma-review ninyo, and we will focus next week on postulates and theorems that you haven't discussed in your grade 7. Yeah.
abangan. So, kita-kita po ulit tayo next week, ano? Okay? So, ayan po. At ito po nagtatapos ang ating tutorial session tungkol sa mathematical system. At abangan niyo po yung ating susunod na lesson next week naman. Tandaan po natin na pwede natin ulit-ulitin ang lessons para mas lalo nating maunawaan at mabawasan ng pagkalito. Ayan. At syempre,
kailangan ng practice para may apply po yung natutunan, makita talaga kung naintindihan. At kung may katanungan, syempre available po tayo bilang isang Itulay program sa pagsulong ng edukalidad. Nandito po yung link or QR code para po sa inyong suggestions, feedback para po sa ipauunlad pa ng ating programa. Tuloy-tuloy po ang suporta natin sa mga bata, magulang at pati na rin sa mga guro mula po sa amin sa Itulay Matalino Friday.
maraming salamat po. Happy weekend.
Susunod po, Math 9 with Tutor Janet and Tutor Angela.